Hey y'all, today Danny and I went to Lowe's and I shopped the clearance racks and I got all kinds of pretty things from the clearance racks, but I also got two things that were not on clearance, but I thought they were so pretty that I just had to have them. Let me show them to you. I got two of these. These are the Ready Refill Gardening Made Easy. Pick your plant, pick your container, drop in, and enjoy. So, I bought the Ready Refill that has Vinca, white Vinca, and white Angelonia. I just think that is so classic and just so beautiful. Ooh, don't you? So beautiful. Now, I have these pots right here at the entrance to my fence, my picket fence. And I planted these back in the early spring. And these plants have just had it. They've had it right here in this spot. Let me turn this around and show you what I'm talking about. These are the concrete containers that I'm talking about. Earlier in the spring, I planted them with Dusty Miller, Mexican Heather. This was, let's see if I have a tag in here. I try to put the tags in the pots so I'll remember. Yeah, hot water blue lobelia. That's what it was. But it is definitely a spring plant for us here in Mississippi. Look at it. It is totally fried, totally gone. So I'm going to pull this out. You know, since this is a plop and drop refill plant container, I might just be able to pull this whole root ball up, because when I planted them in the spring, I made a video about it, and when I did, there were some old plants in here, and I was able to just remove the whole root ball intact in one fell swoop. So let me see if I can do that with this. That'll be neat if I can. I hope I can. I brought my bucket to put my old plants in. Now, some of these plants I'm going to reuse, like this Mexican Heather. I'm going to put it in a different spot and fertilize it good, where it won't get too much water, but not too little water either. This Dusty Miller, I'm going to plant it in a different spot because it's a perennial. And I also have some sedum back here. See, right here, this sedum. I'm going to keep it too. So really, the only one that I'm losing is the lobelia. But it's just too hot here in Mississippi in the summertime for lobelia. It's more like a spring plant. Let me see if I can just pull all this up. I'll put my gloves on. But yeah, Danny and I went to Lowe's, and it takes like an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes to get to the Lowe's from the little rural town where we live. And so when we got back, it was the hottest part of the day. We unloaded the plants and put them in the shade. And I said, I'll get back out there and plant these things later. But then I started cooking supper. Danny cooked hamburger steak and gravy with rice. And then I cooked squash from the garden along with chipped up onions in the squash. And I grew the onions too. And then we had string beans. They were from a can because my string beans aren't making enough yet. But string beans, and I put the little new potatoes that we grew that I showed y'all in a video. I cooked those in the boiler with the string beans, and oh my gosh, they were delicious. If nothing else, y'all need to grow some potatoes in a container so you can get the little new potatoes and cook them. Just boil them. Just even put them over there in the string beans. Oh, you will never taste anything better than that. Okay, but I digress. We're back to this now. Talking about food, and I just get all off track. Okay, one fell swoop. 1, 2, 3. Look. I love that. It came out in one piece. Now let's see if this container will go down in here. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I was planning on like actually repotting this with soil and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it just like this because that's what the directions say to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Now let me get the other one done. I've never planted anything so easy in my life. Where have you been all my life? Refill pots? This container was planted up the exact same way at the same time, so I hope it will come out the same way in one piece, in one fell swoop. 1, 2, 3. Look, look, it did it. I'm so excited. Now, look at this. It's a ready refill miracle. I love it. Perfect. Golly, can't get much better than that, or simpler. I recommend it for any gardener that's really busy, as if we're not all really busy. But this is the way to go. Now, these were not on sale. These were, let me tell you how much they were. These were $16.98 a piece. But my gosh, I think that's a good deal. Especially just put it in there. All you got to do is remember to water it. Maybe give it some fertilizer every now and then. These vinca grow so full, they're kind of cascading over the sides. The Angelonia are growing up right. They're both not wimps when it comes to watering. They can take the full, strong heat and the full, strong sun. So this is perfect for this spot right here. It's right next to concrete, and it gets a good block of sun all day long. So I'm excited to see how they do. I'll keep y'all informed. I have a little weeding that I need to do over there, and I have another plant that I want to put in this little bed over here. I'll show you. Okay, these are the containers as you're walking up to my picket fence to go up the sidewalk into my house. So I think those look really pretty. And this little flower bed, I created this last year off to the right. And I have some pretty things in it, but I did have, I can't even remember what it was. But I think we forgot to water it, and it died. So I'm going to take that. It was a hanging basket. Wait a minute, I left the tag here, see? I've become so smart leaving my tags in the ground so I'll know what I'm dealing with. Yeah. It was this scavola. And it was a hanging basket. And I just took it out of the hanging basket and plopped it in the ground. But we kind of neglected it. The water hose does not reach to this area all that well, but so we miss watering it sometimes. But you can tell that the vinca don't mind that they get missed with the water every now and then. So what I bought to put in that spot is this vinca. It's a pot of vinca, and it was on the clearance rack for half of $19. But they look good and healthy. And I think if I take this out of this pot, it'll fit in that hole where that scavola was, just right. So I'm going to try that now. Not really sure what happened here. I think I let it dry out too much. And you know what I'm gonna do with this? I'm just gonna throw this under that shrub right there and let it compost in place. I have an organic fertilizer that I'm going to put in this hole. You know it's good stuff when it's stinky like that. I'm just going to sprinkle some around there. These plants might need a little shot of fertilizer. Weeds in this area that I want to dig up. And then I brought my leaf blower down here and I'm just gonna blow everything off and then show y'all how pretty these containers are. Well, this is it. I totally intended to get out here earlier and do this and actually plant these containers. But with the supper going on and eating supper and just enjoying my homegrown harvest, yeah, it took me a little bit longer. So I was really glad that these containers suggested to just drop them in. I mean, that's the way to go. I recommend that for anybody who's busy. If you think you're too busy to have any plants in containers, buy some of these. Gosh, you can't get any easier than that at all. And then the vinca that I put in the ground right there, I bought it on clearance and it was as pretty as it could be. So I just dropped it in the hole. Yeah. So that is what I call easy gardening. So if you're busy with your family or a job and life, just get you some of these kind. I highly recommend. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Y'all tune in next time for more planting the clearance rack plant. Bye.